Whoa, it's RakimNotThem. We back with another vid. This one is for the procrastinators. Procrastinators! No. It was a clip. In this video, I'm going to be talking about procrastination, why people procrastinate, how you can stop procrastinating. Before we get into that, y'all like, subscribe, and click the post notification bell so you don't miss any of these daily biscuits. I drop every day at this time. Do not miss it. With that being said, I don't have no super secret heal yourself quick scheme pyramid. This is the magic I don't have none of that. Straight up. What I do have is simplicity and common sense. Sometimes all we need is a little common sense to happen. It helps. For example, what I'm about to say is true. As soon as I say it, you don't have to do any math. You don't have to try to figure it out. You know that what I'm about to say is true. Everything has two sides. That's it. Everything has two sides. Look, side one, side two. Side one, side two. Bottle top, side one, side two. Sheet of paper or notebook, whichever way. Side one, side two. Y'all good. We know that everything has two sides. At least two sides. We know this. Can we all agree? Let me make sure y'all paying attention. If everything has at least two sides, type the letter R in the comments. Now moving on. Since everything has two sides, is it safe to say that all physical principles are nothing but effects of spiritual principles? Sorry about interrupted for a minute. We're saying that all physical principles come from spiritual or metaphysical principles. Is that safe to say? Of course it is. Very safe to say. The things seen are never the causes, they are always the effects. In things seen, you have the causal and the effect. It makes sense. Of course, when it comes to spiritual things and emotional things, all of this stuff, you have two sides to each situation as well. When you think that something is going to go wrong, you spend your precious time thinking about it, worrying about it, because, hey, it might go wrong. That is called anxiety. Anxiety is something that imitates fear. Fear happens when there's a real and present danger. Anxiety is you thinking that one day soon or coming up shortly here, a real and present danger may be there, or at least something that feels like it. So that's not real. That's just a misuse of your imagination. Anxiety is not fear. It just imitates it. Whatever it is that you're thinking about that has you anxious, is it possible that a more favorable outcome could happen? No matter how pessimistic you are being, the answer is yes. Of course, a more favorable outcome could happen if the thing hasn't happened yet. The school bully, you could end up beating the dude all up and down the street. You sitting there sweating for 3 days, worrying about it the whole time he can't even fight. Or you fight better than him, whatever the case may be. The favorable outcome is always a possibility. Or the unfavorable outcome usually is not as bad as you dream it up to be. Just like everything else, there's an inverse. You could look at things that are to come with a certain confidence. The outcome, you could imagine the outcome to be favorable. Real quick, what would happen if you imagine these outcomes to be favorable? Here's the worst case scenario. When it actually happens, if it actually happens, then it's unfavorable. It happened when it happened, and that's it. The worst that could happen, you imagine how bad it is. You dread it. Your physical body reacts to it. You have been suffering for 4 months in anticipation of this thing going horribly, and then it goes just as horribly. That's the worst case scenario. What would you rather do? Stub your toe on the bed, and it happens when it happens, and it's over. Or dread stubbing your toe on the bed every day, sweating, hyperventilating, digestion not working. Then you stub your toe and actually got to go through the actual thing. You reaffirm to yourself that things like that happen and they're horrible, which brings on more of the same. Or worse. Obviously, the better option is to imagine that things are always going to go in your favor. Then what happens when you imagine that things are always going to go in your favor? Guess what? Things go in your favor a lot more. Because the little subtle things that you'll do to make sure things go in your favor because you're expecting things to go in your favor will help things to go into your favor. The better deal sounds like imagining things will go in your favor. That sounds like a more proper use of the imagination to me. My daughter's calling. That means it's time to go. Until next time, with love and respect, RakimNotThem, I'm out. Peace. You can follow me everywhere at RakimNotThem, all one word.